My wife believed her high-stakes office affair was invisible, but I spent months documenting every stolen moment between my spouse and her superior. By the time the cheater realized I was onto her, I had already dismantled her career and ensured her wealthy parents stripped her of every safety net she possessed. The deception began with subtle shifts in my wife's routine. My wife started mentioning her department head with a frequency that set off alarms, painting him as a mentor who demanded late-night strategy sessions. As her husband, I watched the woman I married transform into a stranger who would sit across from her at dinner, smiling at her phone while her lover sent messages I wasn't meant to see. My better half became increasingly cold, treating me like a boring roommate while she saved her best outfits and brightest smiles for the manager she was seeing behind my back. I refused to be the humiliated victim. Instead, I played the part of the doting supporter, even packing lunches for my wife to take to the office while I secretly installed a tracker on the car her father had gifted us. I hired a digital forensic expert who recovered deleted work emails that were actually explicit invitations between my wife and her affair partner. Watching the footage got from the private investigator of my spouse entering a hotel hand in hand with her boss felt like a dagger, but it gave me the steel I needed to finish the job. The climax arrived during the company's annual gala. My wife looked stunning, walking the floor as the rising star of the firm, with her boyfriend hovering nearby. I waited until the CEO and the board of directors, including my father-in-law, the firm's largest silent partner, were all gathered for the keynote. I didn't make a scene. I simply handed a gift to the company head. The envelope contained time-stamped photos of the employees violating every morality clause in their contracts, alongside expense reports showing my wife had billed our anniversary dinner to the company as a business meeting with her lover. The boss turned a deep shade of purple, looking from the disgraced manager to my spouse. Then I turned to my father-in-law. The patriarch looked at his only daughter, took a slow sip of his drink, and told the traitor that his lawyers would be removing her from the family estate and the inheritance by morning. The look of absolute ruin on my wife's face was the only payment I needed. Her manager was fired on the spot, escorted out by security while my wife watched her career vanish. I handed my wife a set of divorce papers and pointed toward the exit. My ex-wife tried to cry, but I was already walking away, leaving the homeless socialite to figure out how to pay for a life she no longer owned. Subscribe for more.